Well, it's really great to have you on the show. Thank you, Ludwig, for being here.
Thank you, Susan, for having me. It's a pleasure.
It's a pleasure for me too. Now, I know all about you, but why don't you tell our listeners a little bit about you? And I'm sure I'll interrupt 1,000 times with questions.
Absolutely. So, my name is Ludwig. I'm the bars manager here at the St Regis Venice since the opening from 2019. I'm from Riva del Garda, a small city in Lake Garda. And I don't know, where should we start?
Well, okay, why don't we start with how did you discover the world of drinks and mixology?
Uh, since early age, 16, 17, you start as an Italian to approach at the aperitivo. So aperitivo is a very important part of the day in Italy, to have a drink before lunch or dinner, to meet with your friends, to talk. And these were the first approach. Something um, very, very easy, very popular in the area is the spritz. So you start having your first spritz, and then I discovered that I kind of like this word already from my parents and from my grandpa. They've been running restaurants and bars, so I kind of grow up also in the business.
So they have a few restaurants and bars in your area near the lake?
Yes, they used to have it, a couple of restaurants. My dad and my mom as well. My dad also had a Michelin star restaurant back in 2002, I believe. It was like more than 20 years ago.
Well, so were you not tempted by becoming a chef instead of working with, working with food? And well, you
Yeah, I
do
was
work
a
with food.
chef.
Sorry.
Yes. To be honest, at the beginning, I wanted to become a chef first. Then I discovered more the beverage part of it, and then decided first to become a waiter, and then to move as a bartender.
And where were you doing that? Just in your parents' restaurants?
No, actually, I always worked by myself. So I started in small restaurants in around the lake, in Lake Garda. And then I moved a bit in Spain and United States, where I spent 6 months in Chicago working in an Italian restaurant with a good friend of mine that we grew up together. Then after some experiences abroad, I went back to Italy and started my career in luxury hotels in Riva del Garda, Hotel du Lac and Lido Palace.
Hmm.
And then from those experiences, I decided to move to London because once you want to become a bartender and you want to get the right experience, and London is one of the places that gets you in, no, where you find one of the many of the most important bar around the world, and that's how I end up working at the Dorchester Hotel in 2016.
Yes, of course. And what was that experience like? Was it, way different from anything you had in Italy or quite similar?
Yeah, it was very different because in Italy, especially the first hotels that I worked were kind of small compared to the Dorchester. Because the Dorchester Hotel, we were more than 500 employees, around also 600 employees, 4 different bars, 4 different restaurants. I was working in the main bar with the man called Giuliano that ran the bar for 42 years. So I had a very, very big experience. And that was like for me the beginning of my career, professional career, when I first entered the Dorchester in London.
How many years were you there?
Almost 3 years, yes.
Uh-huh.
And it's where
And
also I met Facundo, which is our director of food and beverage here at the St. Regis. and he was the head bartender when I joined the Dorchester 2016. So it's also a good friendship that we still have, and we still work together after 10 years now.
So when he was now Facundo has already been on my show to talk about the glasses, but
Yes.
so anyone can check that out. But when did he call you to come over to Venice, or was that a completely separate thing?
No, actually, it was just like a coincidence. I wanted to
Uh-huh.
go back to Italy after 3 years, almost 3 years, as I said. And Facundo has been in London for like 7 years. At the same time, as a coincidence, he said, "Yeah, I want to go back to Italy as well." And he's from near Venice, so for him, I was
Right.
already on his plan to go back to Venice at a certain point. And for me, it was a good compromise to stay very international and close to my hometown, which is Lake Garda, no? Riva del Garda.
Right.
And at the beginning, we heard about this new opening of the St Regis Venice, and it was like, what do you think? Maybe I will be the bar manager there. You can be my assistant, my head bartender. And from that chat in a little cafe in London, we ended up here. Yes.
So what did you think it would be like living in Venice? Because, obviously it's someplace I adore. That's why I wrote a book. But for someone who's Italian, did you think it would be quite insular or too touristy, or were you really positive about this new experience?
I was positive about, working in hospitality here in Venice
Of
because I
course.
know it's a big thing. But living was like, can be very, very touristy. This is what I first thought. And I mean, it's true. It's very touristy, but you find many places around Venice that are also quiet where tourists don't go. So
Hmm.
also this is a good compromise whenever you want to be, in a crowded place, you go near Rialto, San Marco, but otherwise you can go to the Giardini area or Canareggio, which are much more quieter, and you can enjoy, your days off and everything. So I really like it. But it's hard, because no cars, just boats. You walk or you take the vaporetto, the water bus. So,
Right. I always say you can't be in a rush in Venice. It is very hard. You have to really calm down.
yes,
But,
especially if you have to pass near Rialto or San Marco, you don't have to be in a
yes.
rush.
Right,
So,
you have to, yes, because you can only get there by boat. Lucky enough by taxi, but even the taxis
yes,
can
I
take a
have
little
some
while.
friends. They have a little boat, so it's nice to go
Right.
around with them sometimes
Uh-huh.
and explore also
Oh
little
yeah.
islands around the main island because Venice has got also small islands that you can reach by boat and enjoy your time there.
Yeah, absolutely. And what did you find was the difference, if there was any, or if there were any, between working at the Dorchester experience and working in the St. Regis experience as a head bartender, as a working bartender?
Yeah, was not so easy because here in Venice was a pre-opening. So once you have to start from the beginning in a place like Venice, also was not so easy. But we found many colleagues that also had experiences in London, and our team, I can say, it's very international. They're mostly Italians, but most of them they worked in London in the same place I worked. For example, like Francesco worked at the Dorchester. Alessandro Pellegrini worked at the Connaught in London, as Facundo did as
Right.
well. So we kind of bring in the London style bar even here in Venice. Plus,
It must be.
plus
Sorry, go
having
ahead.
having two bars here at the St. Regis was also great to start because we could keep a very classic style hotel bar in the St. Regis Bar, and we could do like a more cocktail bar, London inspired, which is called the Arts Bar.
Yes, before we get into that, it must have been really exciting to be able to create something that was your own from the beginning, so you could put your stamp on it. Um, did you know that there was gonna be 2 bars when you first, came aboard at the St. Regis?
Yes, I knew it. There were like a main bar that was, first of all, the arts bar, and another bar connected with the restaurant, which was the St. Regis Bar. But then the St. Regis Bar became a bar itself with his own terrace. So the beginning was not so clear to start with two bars, but then I developed having two bars, two separate bars. So
So why don't you, I know you talked about just a second about what the difference is, but why don't you go into it a little more, starting with whichever one you want, the Arts or the St. Regis, and the
yes,
differences between them and the drinks that you serve in them.
yes. So I will start with the St. Regis Bar, which is
Okay.
the main bar of the hotel. It's a classic hotel bar, as I said before. It's open from 12 to 12, and it's got a nice food menu with some of the classic bar snacks, from a burger to Caesar salad, club sandwich, and a selection of classic cocktails. Classic cocktails, we have a selection of Spritz, obviously, because we are in Venice, selection of Negroni as a classic Italian aperitivo, and also a selection of Bloody Mary, because every St. Regis bar in the world has got his own version of the Bloody Mary that recalls a bit of the history of the St. Regis bar, because the first Bloody Mary was perfected in St. Regis, New York, by Fernand Petiot in 1934. So this is pretty much the bar, open all day with a nice terrace, those kind of cocktails, and
And wait, I just have to interject. An absolutely gorgeous terrace.
yes, yeah.
And for those who are watching the video, I can show you one of the drinks because the back of my book shows their very famous a
Yes,
Santa Maria cocktail. It's
exactly.
which
This
is
is
called
our version of the Bloody Mary
uh,
with a local
oh,
ingredient and a little twist. So it has a clarified tomato, so it has a different color, as you can see, also a different
oh yeah.
texture.
Uh,
The vodka is infused with horseradish to give a
uh,
bit of complexity. And instead of the classic lemon juice, we use a juice of unripe grape, also recalling the territory, which is called the verjuice.
mhm.
And we balance the drink with a saline solution, recalling Venice, and a spicy tincture, recalling the main spices of the Bloody Mary, the original recipe.
And I don't think people can really tell from the video, but there is also something on which is laying on top of that, which is the
Yes.
je ne sais quoi. Oh my goodness.
There is,
Tell them what that is.
there is a crisp of tomato and celery that you can try with the cocktail, and recalls and gives a hint of tomato to the drink. The glass is a special
Yes.
glass that recalls the dome of the church in front of the bar, where he gets his name. Santa Maria della Salute is the name of the church, and Santa Maria Bloody Mary is the name of the cocktail.
Yes, sadly, that's a different church there. So if you're looking the other
Yes,
way,
so
church.
many churches.
But also, everyone, before we go to the arts bar, I chose this, which someone took of me. You've never seen this, Ludwig, which is a different drink, which is going to be our cocktail of the week, the Doge's Tipple. So that is the
Yes.
picture that
Here
I
we are,
chose.
the St. Regis Bar. Yes.
Yes, right there.
Yeah,
So
nice.
you have a lot of loving in
When
this.
did you take
Now,
this one?
no, my friend John took it a long time ago. I think maybe one of the first times that
Ah,
we came, maybe in 2022 or even maybe 2021. I think it was probably after
yeah, nice.
2022. But now tell us about the Arts Bar, which also makes the book a picture, but everyone has to buy the book if they want to see that picture.
Yes. So Arts Bar, it's our evening bar, which has a selection of 12 different cocktails, all inspired by artworks. And every cocktail glass is designed by the team in collaboration with Berengo Studio.
Mhm.
So every cocktail glass is a unique piece that becomes a piece of art, and it connects with the artwork itself. So, so we have a selection of cocktail inspired from Mondrian to Picasso, and passing through Andy Warhol, Banksy,
Yes, they're
and
they're
many
they're
more.
so beautiful, the glasses, and you used to I think in your old menu, you also had a cocktail called SLS, which are my initials.
Ah,
So
yes.
I felt even more of a connection with the arts bar
Yes,
because of your
it's true.
SLS. I don't know if you have it on the menu anymore, but you used to.
No, it used to like I think we removed it 2 years ago, but it
Uh-huh.
was nice. A kind of
Yeah,
martini inspired by Giacomo
yeah.
Balla, one of the futurists, famous futurists from Italy, back at the beginning of the 1910, 1920.
Yes, he has a wonderful picture that he's done of a dachshund with his legs running. If anyone ever gets to see it, it's one of my favorites of his.
Yeah.
But why don't you tell them about maybe one of the maybe the cocktail that's the photo, the Silver Dreams. Maybe talk them through how you
Yes.
created that one. What it's based on
Yes.
and what's in it.
Absolutely. Silver Dreams is a twist on a classic French 75, but instead of gin, we put vodka. And it's a cocktail inspired by Andy Warhol, the shots of Marilyn. Actually, I have the menu here. I can show you, but I'm sure you know. So this one
Oh
is
yeah,
the
of course.
artwork from the menu. On the right side, then you will find the cocktail glass with all the ingredients. So the twist on the French 75 with vodka, because Andy Warhol was a vodka drinker, and Marilyn was champagne. No, her favorite drink was champagne. So we twisted those drinks together with a popcorn syrup, recalling the Hollywood scene, and we had Saint Germain recalling her femininity, her elegance. So it's a easy drink made with Altamura vodka and refreshing. One of the best seller on the menu.
And the glass, although he showed you a picture of the glass in real life is absolutely gorgeous with lips on it, and it's
Yes,
fantastic. And the photo in the book just came out so well. It's really beautiful.
yes. We recall a bit of the artwork, so yeah, it's a nice
Uh,
cocktail glass.
Other than the artwork around you in Venice, do you work with anything else locally in Venice? Do you work with any products that are Venetian and anything like that?
We work with some ingredients from the lagoon and also from with a couple of products in terms of gin and bitter. Don't know if you know the Sospiri team, Sospiri Botaniche Veneziane. They make a gin.
Yes, of course. They're one of the spirits represented in my book.
Okay, so we
Yeah.
know what we're talking about, and they also
Uh-huh.
make a bitter. So for aperitivo, it's made with herbs and spices from botanicals from the lagoon. So we
Mhm.
work very close with them. They are just starting since a couple of years, but they're getting bigger and bigger. So we're very proud to work with local products and local people as well, because at the end it's all about working with local people.
Yes, I met Marco the first Venice Cocktail Week in when he just started in 2021. Probably I met you guys in November 2021 because that was the first time after COVID when I came to the St Regis. And but sadly, he didn't have the bitter in time to make the book. So there is the gin, but maybe that will have to
Yes.
be for the second edition.
Yes, because the beta was
Yeah.
just launched last year, at the end of last year.
Yeah,
We
not
made
quite.
an event
Exactly. Exactly.
together in Oderzo in a
Uh-huh.
Michelin star with
Uh-huh.
Lucas Kelm. We created some cocktails together, and that was, I believe, the first event of launching the bitter.
Uh-huh.
But
And
you
all
have
right,
to
is there
try. It's a nice. It's a nice product, and recalls what we were talking about, the aperitivo, which is a very important part of the day, especially for the bar industry.
So, what do you guys have planned for the future for the bar? Are you going to create some more new drinks for the arts bar? Are you doing something different with the St. Regis Bar, or anything that people can look forward to when on their next trip to Venice, other than
Yes.
visiting you, of course,
No,
which is number one?
yes, yes. We are already working for some new cocktails for the arts bar that we want to launch in May with the beginning of the Biennale d'Arte. So just straight after that. So now the selection cocktails is called Worldwide Icons of Art, and will be like volume 2. We will remove 4 old cocktails and create 4 new cocktails with 4 new bespoke glasses recalling the artworks. So we are already working on something new for the arts bar. And as a St. Regis bar, we always do like a cocktail of the month. So we are always working with something new. We try to add new products every year, but also keeping our DNA of classic drinks.
And you have the gorgeous newish Ginori umbrellas and those beautiful
Yes.
tables that you have and plates.
Yes, we have a nice collaboration with Ginori. Actually, we were the first St. Regis to have like a Ginori terrace. And now it's every St. Regis in the world has got his own Ginori collaboration.
Oh,
So
no way.
something nice, just starting from this year globally. So
Well,
we're
it is
very
so
proud to
beautiful.
be the number one with the
Of
marketing
course.
team and Ambra that has been working with it.
You're always number one on my book. I mean, every time I turn around, I'm writing about you guys because I love it so much. So,
Thank you, Sue.
listen, well, thank you so much for sitting down with me. You know, these are just little tasters for people who might want to know to meet the people behind the book, or sorry, to meet the people who are in the book, and so that they can, if they come along to the St. Regis Venice, that they have someone to say hello to. So, thanks so
Absolutely.
much, Ludwig.
Thank you, Susan. I'm looking forward to read your book. The looks really nice. And thank
Thank
you
you.
for having me again. Grazie.
Absolutely.